Sure.
When we talked about the data migration,
That was my speaker. Is your speaker muted? Yeah, you're good. Okay, we're good.
what I remembered and wrote down is that you'd move the work order summary data across, but not the details. So when I translate that to what I think MySoft is today, that translates to me as like work order header information, but not work order items. Do you know that where that line is drawn between what's a detail and what's a summary?
So there really isn't a line to be drawn. So we tell our customers we can move work order summary data over, because to simply take a full work order from one and put it in the other can't be done. If we piece that down, we can break it up and move over what we can. We could essentially move everything if we wanted to. It's a giant task to do so. We don't recommend that. So when we say summary information, that's our guide to our customers to say what information off of a work order is absolutely necessary for you to have for historical purposes. And then we'll work with you to understand, let's move this information, we're going to leave this behind. So there's really no...
Right, there's not a line.
There isn't a line. It's a guide.
It's a recommended
guide.
And when we get into this
yes.
consulting piece or whatever, that's when those
Correct.
requirements are defined.
Correct, because we're also driving towards that 4 to 6 month time period that we talked about. The more that we add on to that, now we're getting closer to that 6 month, maybe more. We don't want to go longer than that, but we also want you guys to be happy. So if it takes 7 months, fine, it takes 7 months. But we don't want to get into these year-long implementations. You guys don't want to either, I'm sure. And we have some customers who just continue to kind of add on, and say, okay, but the time is going to continue to increase. And now we get into these year-long implementations that,
I didn't want to touch get the screen up there. Is there a function to do that?
I don't think that's on.
I was trying to. How do I get this to go on?
I should be duplicating.
System shutdown. New picture is not moving. Why is it not? Camera right. Maybe unplug it. Okay. I'm just going to redo it.
Okay.
It was on for a while. I guess it was on before we put anything in. Yeah.
Einstein Brothers too, for a chain, that's the closest thing that I've ever had to like a New York, bagel. Oh yeah, that sounds better. Yeah. Is it a chain though, or is it just a single location? Okay.
Two or three.
Yeah.
And there's one right beside my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's an Atlanta chain. It's not really outside of it.
It's the water. That's what makes the bagel. Yeah, it is. It's the water that they boil it in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you're in a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, I mean, those are the best bagels. So I'm going to use your computer again for the because of the port 7001. So let me just see what that address is again.
I think I still have it.
Yeah, if you could just pull that up, that would be great. So we'll do a little recap from yesterday. I think we had a good session, guys. Going through the intro and some of the things that we talked about yesterday, particularly on reporting. We dabbled in a little bit of implementation and some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. Did anybody think of anything last night on your drive home? You say, "Oh, geez, I wish I would have asked that while they were there. I forgot to bring this up." Anything like that that hit your guys' minds last night to touch on from yesterday before we get going here? Okay.
Well,
Good. Dina, can you recap for me what is the next
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So we'll get into real-time call costing here and talk a little bit about how that works in Pinnacle. I think as we talk through this, you'll kind of hear some things that work very similarly to how it does in MySoft today. So we're just going to give an overview of kind of how call costing works within Pinnacle, and you guys can ask me some questions before I get in and take a look at it. So it starts with the collection from your guys' switches, right? CDR call collection.
What's this?
I think the is the
Battery
battery
dead?
dead.
Yeah, so we'll have that for questions.
Mm-hmm. So today, you guys are collecting CDR records from switches on campus. How many switches are here?
So we have one switch today with 2 voice systems.
Okay.
By the time we migrate, then we'll have 2 switches.
Okay.
Will that be a thing? So today we have a CDR link.
Mm-hmm.
And the data from the switch.
We just set up 2 CDRs. Yep. Yep. We have customers who have 10 switches. I mean, the amount of switches don't matter. It's just making sure that we get all of them connected, and then they all feed to one centralized location that Pinnacle picks them up from anyway. So where they're coming from is not necessarily, relevant. It's just that they all make it to the same location for us to pick them up. So we also do things, and I'm not sure if you guys are interested in reading or billing things outside of traditional voice traffic. We do have customers who do use our call collection, quote, quote, functionality to rate things like Microsoft Link or Skype communicator traffic, email traffic, internet usage, if that's things that you guys are interested in. Again, this is kind of us going towards the future. We talked a little bit yesterday about Amazon Web Services and that kind of information. So this is kind of us moving it into the future. We're understanding that traditional voice traffic is, though still relevant, becoming one of many different ways that people are communicating. So that is also technology that's available if you guys are ever interested in getting into that.
Just curious, asking our do you know if they would be interested?
Yeah, it just depends on your guys' agreements with your guys' vendors. So Skype, I believe, has two different types of billing models for their customers. You can just pay per license fee, unlimited usage, or you can pay per usage. So if you guys are paying per license, how you're billing today probably makes sense. Right. Microsoft Outlook, email, that kind of thing works in a similar billing fashion. You just pay per license or you pay per usage. Customers that we have that are paying per usage to those vendors are interested in tracking that traffic. So in this case, maybe it sounds like with the way you guys are doing it today makes sense for you guys here. So it is available if you guys ever thought about that. So one-to-many switches, one-to-many sources, let's just call it that, feeding to a single centralized SFTP location, probably what you guys are doing today, where Pinnacle then comes in and picks up the CDR or communication record from there and pulls it in. We can do that on any kind of timed frequency. We have customers who push CDR every 5 minutes. We have customers who push once an hour, once a day. It can be configured to your guys' needs. I'm not sure how real time you guys need that. Obviously, 5 minutes is a lot closer than every once a day. I think you mentioned yesterday that you do collect once every 5 minutes for the inn and conference center over here. So we can set up the different sources for different time periods for you.
Down to a minute?
Down to a minute. 1 minute is the minimum. So, and 1 minute from our software means we're checking the location once per minute. So we can still check once per minute, but if you're only pushing once a day, we're going to have a lot of checks that just find nothing.
And if there's like more files in there in that 1 minute, it'll pull them all in?
Correct. It pulls them all in at once. So that's a really important concept for things like upgrades, if you guys ever have to go through that, or if you have to take your system offline for any reason. The CDR and switches are still pushing to a location. That doesn't stop. They just get housed out there, queued up, waiting. And then the first pull after the system comes back online will just grab everything and pull it in. So when your system goes offline, you're not losing that information. It's just, it's parked out there waiting to get pulled in when your system comes back up.
So for getting files to where Pinnacle can pick them up from the switch,
yep.
Currently we just have some little tool that you guys wrote called Port Monitor.
Yep.
Is that something you could recreate as well?
You wouldn't even need it in the new software here. So depending on the switch manufacturer and software version that your guys' switches will be on, there's a potential need for a buffer box to sit in between the switch and our software. The later versions of Cisco and Avaya don't even need that. We just hook directly in.
Do you happen to know what the numbers are? Like we're on 7 now, we'll be on 7, Avaya 7.1 by the time we do this.
I'm more familiar with Cisco, to be honest with you. But Avaya 7.1, is that one of the later versions? Is it pretty recent?
I think so. So we just went to 7 in October 29th.
Okay.
It went so well, I remember the date. And anyway, we are, I think we'll be going to 7.1 sometime here in 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's possible we would be on something else. I don't think there's an 8.
Yep.
No, I don't think
I would
there's
consider 7 fairly decent.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yep, Cisco Call Manager, yeah. So my guess would be you won't even need a buffer box to sit in between anymore. Definitely don't need Port Monitor. Regardless, if you were on an older version that did require that, those are provided from Calero as part of the engagement. So we'll just send a buffer box to you to make that work for you. So don't think you'll need it, but they're there if necessary. So
Basically what Port Monitor was, server buffer box.
right, okay, gotcha. Okay, so our CDR or communication records are out there waiting to be picked up. What happens then? Pinnacle sweeps the SFTP server. We see that there's 1 or more files out there to begin. We begin our download. At that time, those files go through what we call a rating routine. So a rating routine is simply rules within our software that says when you see these records, run them through and rate them in such a way. So you can have multiple rules for a single file. So perhaps you get a file from Avaya, a CDR file, and it comes in and says, everything that starts with these extensions, rate them through at X price per minute, X price per second. Any long distance calls, X price per second, 6 seconds, etc. So it's just the rules that get passed through for billing purposes. Now I think this is different than the way MySoft works. I think MySoft loads them raw, and then you have to run a separate process to actually cost them. So in Pinnacle, you don't have to do that. Upon load, it's running through that costing logic and real-time costing it right in. So when the record hits the database, it already has, who, what, when, where, duration, and cost associated to it right there. Hasn't been billed yet, but the cost for billing when the billing process runs is already available for it and knows how much this call costs. So that's when I showed yesterday when we were on that kind of individual person's page, and you showed a couple menus that said, show me my unbilled usage. We know what that usage is going to cost when the bill process runs. It hasn't been billed yet, but you have a view into it immediately. So you can catch things like Dina mentioned yesterday. Someone left a conference bridge open. Someone's abusing long distance, things like that. You can catch it right from there. Okay, so it's not a separate process that comes in costed. So if you guys do any kind of pre-billing verification, pre-billing reporting, you have all that information available to you. There's no limit to the amount of rules that go into a rating routine, and you can have different rating routines for different switches. So when I pull in the Avaya stuff, I want it to run through this set of rules. Cisco runs through a different set of rules, or this location runs through a different set of rules than this location, et cetera. It's broken down by multiple different types of variables, and you can run them in that way however you'd like. You guys use auth codes here on campus, authorization codes? Okay. Works the same way. So auth code rating comes in. We can certainly identify calls that were made via auth codes and double up on every time an auth code is put in, it costs X amount plus whatever the call costs. Any kind of rules like that, you guys can certainly set up.
Maybe talk about, right now we use Avaya ASA. And it's running on our server. Do you have a way of talking to Avaya directly to pull stuff like auth codes, and pull stuff like port usage, what ports are turned on and whatnot? Because right now we're using ASA to export flat files and then importing those, and then running some routines on that to reconcile port usage, what we're building for, to what's actually turned on in the switch. Is there a way to get away from using ASA and using just the Pinnacle product?
There is, yeah. So we have a functionality that's really broken into two pieces. So the overall technology is called switch integration. It's broken into switch audit and switch provisioning functionality. So you can actually use the Pinnacle software itself to do a switch audit. This is Pinnacle going out and saying to the switch, tell me what information you have in there, and let's pull it in to Pinnacle to build out your inventory to understand whose auth code is whose, what ports are in use, this kind of thing. We also have a functionality called switch provisioning. This is communication in the other direction. I'm setting up in Pinnacle through a work order that I want Tom to have this new phone number with all of these features. Through switch provisioning, Pinnacle then pushes that information up to your switch via whatever you said that technology was. Cisco Call Manager is what I'm familiar with, and actually lets Pinnacle populate what's up there. So we do have a bi-directional communication technology available where you can do that kind of thing. It's just part of the implementation. So it's not an add-on product. It's actually part of Pinnacle, but because Pinnacle is a modularized product, once you guys decide, what you actually want to do with it, and if you decide to use pinnacle as you guys